Jake the Stat Guy from jakethestatguy.com. Let's get right into today's video. We're going to be taking a look at what we traded and what happened today. Today is a red day for me. Let me switch accounts. Yeah, $5,545.50 red day. Wow. Sucks. But what are you going to do, you know? You move on. Live to trade another day. Also, I want to make a note that you guys, I know this looks like a lot of money, but I trade with about, so for those of you who are my new members, I want to really get this point across to you. Not every day, you're not going to win every single trade. You're not going to win every single day. Now, you know, you can have a couple good winning streaks in a row, but eventually a loss will come along. And maybe multiple losses. So what do? We keep our positions small. We keep our positions, I always preach this in the group, 3% your total portfolio should be per any trade. So let's start with Lyft. So yeah, so this was golly, this drives me crazy, you guys. I should have seen this coming. You know, pre-market, we came up and we touched the major resistance line that I drew right here. Okay, I had this. I think I had it more like this on the 15-minute. So we came up and we touched it, and that was the big reversal. Huge red candle. Sideways, down. Pretty much to the 50-day moving average on the 15-minute time frame. And what I don't like about this is we traded this. I'll show you what I mean. Okay, so I'm back. So Lyft was on the top of my list for today, stock to trade. We can actually go back and look at what happened in DDOG, but probably the same thing. I liked the pre-market volume. It was really high. You know, that was kind of the indication for me that that was the stock that I wanted to trade. And I'm kind of a long biased trader. Now, if we go to like say Lyft news today, this was the catalyst that was driving the stock. Uber and Lyft stock jumps as ride-hailing giants win. They won the California Proposition 22. You know, it's not the thing about this is it wasn't really like a typical catalyst. For me, a typical catalyst is a gap up on earnings, or a price target upgrade. That's kind of the second best. The best gap up on news is a gap up on earnings, like a beat. They beat on earnings, they beat on revenue. And then the second best, what I would say, is a price upgrade by, say, JP Morgan, or a price target upgrade. And then this is just news. This is just bullshit news that doesn't mean really anything. And you can see here in pre-market when we were here, I said, okay, I like this channel. It's uptrending, right? Uptrending. And I've seen these explode many, many times, and we've traded them many, many times. So if I go out to year to date, you can see I drew this channel line right here because I knew that this was major resistance. Just you can visually see it. You know, this was major resistance. This line, just visually speaking. Now it did technically break this down channel here, and I'll show you what I mean. I'm going to increase the bar thickness so you can see it a little better. Right here. Okay, so we had this down channel, down, sideways, down. We gapped up above it, right? But what happened was this was a major area of resistance, and I just drew it. I just drew the line. It's very visual. A lot of these things don't require a lot of technical analysis. It's all visuals and price action and drawing lines. So if I go to today, you can see here if I zoom out, yeah, that it went right to the resistance. So resistance is a good place to go short. And also you could see on the RSI, we were well over the 80. So it's just amazing how these stocks, respect the price action. It went right to it, and then just complete rejection, down, sideways. And stocks always find their way to the 50-day moving average on the 15-minute time frame. I say this over and over and over in every video, but I really need you guys to get this in your mind. Look at me. I'm trading 5 years. I use two indicators. Two indicators, the 50-day moving average on the 15-minute time frame and also the 5-minute time frame, and I use RSI. And it just came right here, and on the pullback, I bought the calls, and I was up probably $400 as it started going up. Complete rejection off of resistance. So what I like to see most is a gap up over resistance. So if it gapped up, let's say if it gapped up, here, right? That would be over this line, right? And it would be over all this major resistance line. Like this right here is all major resistance right here. So if we gapped up here, then I would say, okay, now we potentially have room to run to, say here, 38.50. And I just didn't trust my own best judgment. You guys, it's so hard to trade stocks that don't gap up over major resistance. It gapped up and it pushed up right to the resistance, but puts would have been the play on this trade today. And to my members out there who followed me in this trade, I'm sorry. I know some of you were pretty angry, but I also always say, we've had a really good string of winners. We've had a really good string of winners. In the last two or 3 days, we've had a few losers, and it happens from time to time. Right now, markets are very volatile. We have elections, and it's a tough market. I know some other groups will either call out mostly losers, or they'll even just say, "Oh, markets are tough right now. We're going to sit on the sidelines. We're in here trying to make money." There were a few stocks that, if my members held on to them, I sold a little too early, but I always erred on the side of caution. Neo, Baidu, and Baba were all really good returns today. So yeah, this was just a gap up on news, not the best catalyst, right to this resistance, and then down we went. So that's what happened with Lyft. Amazon, AMZN. Today on the 15-minute time frame, yeah, we pushed up, and I wanted to get in calls around here. No, I didn't time the top. I think I got in calls probably here. Yeah, I got in calls here because I thought this was going to be. There's a type of doji. It's called the. It's like when they match each other. And I thought to myself, maybe this is a point of potential reversal. Because it was a gap up, trend, down. And this is very similar to Lyft, right? We had an uptrend, down, but I didn't draw any channels on. See, here's a great example, you guys. You guys will love this. So this was major resistance right here. and right here. So it looks like next major area of resistance is going to be right here. So it looks like we might get another continuational day on Amazon. I tried to go short this trade. Yeah, so look how I drew that channel line. You see how it was able, it dropped below it, but when it got above it and closed, that was very bullish. So I knew that the next couple of candles would be very, very, very bullish. We push up. We gapped up. See, this is a great example. Unlike Lyft, right? We got above the resistance pre-market and came down, pushed up, came down. These were very complementary, and then boom, off we went to the races. And then we even got above this resistance, and we're heading towards this resistance on the 15-minute time frame. Amazing. And then the next resistance after that would be, I'd say it would be about here. Trading is easy, guys, but today got me. And then it happens, though, And then SPY. God, SPY. So what happened with SPY, and I'll explain, is I was holding puts from last night I bought puts here. I was in the money after market or after hours, but we couldn't break through that we couldn't break through the 50-day moving average on the 15-minute time frame. We did a little bit here, and this was a little bit of a a bull trap. So I bought my puts here. I was in the money. Started climbing back up on me. And oh, shit. Down. And then I saw it tank right before the market closed. And I said, okay, cool. These puts are going to be in the money. And then sure enough today, up, down. And I said, get me out. I set a market order to sell as soon as, pre-market, I had a market order to sell immediately. I knew I was going to take a beating on these because I had the 330 strikes. They never had a chance. SPY just gapped it up, and it was all on, elections rally, whatever that means. Never in my life. And SPY was a big push, big rally. Somebody needed higher prices. Somebody needed to get out of their trade. They needed higher prices. And then, up here on the 347 area, 346 area, I knew there was some good resistance here based on if I go out to the bigger time frames. Yeah, you can see that this is kind of an area of resistance. Right in there, a lot of gap windows to fill. And then up here for sure. Maybe even here. Let me fix this one. There we go. So yeah, look at this channel that I drew. See how they always respects it? It's amazing. Touches the big picture trend line, right? Boom, touched it. This would have been a good place to get in some calls. It's always easy after the fact, but I knew that we were going to get a good bounce here. Sure enough, gap it up, go, gap it up, go. I mean, I don't know how much farther they can keep it going, but we might click over tomorrow and be right back down. I mean, we could be forming a head and shoulders. If we click over tomorrow, and then on the day, yeah, so we got a little bit over here, a little bit over, but the RSI was giving me some indications here. Yeah, that one got me. And then I wanted to take some puts up here, but I had already been spanked on my ass 2 times today, so I didn't take them, but this would have been a good trade because I knew it was wanting to come back closer to the 50-day moving average. And I like to close all my positions out by 4 o'clock, just close all my positions out because, unless it's a really obvious swing trade like NEO, we'll take a look at NEO really quick. Pull back to the close to on the 15-minute time frame to the 50-day moving average. And if we get close to here, I like to just buy a call, go $1 out of the money, weekly expiration. And I even had I even drew a channel line. Oh, it's just so frustrating. Let me see if I can zoom out a little bit more. Yeah, NEO's on a clear path to, I mean, look at this, just respecting. Even this day, these big gap ups, right to the trend, down to the 50-day moving average, down to the 15-day moving average, up, gap it up, down to the 50-day moving average, up, down, up, and then, I mean, it's definitely heading towards being a $40 stock. Well, did it do it today? No, almost. Probably be tomorrow. But NEO is just on a roll. These dips and the RSI are really good times to buy. That was a good time to buy. So you want to try and get in around this 50-day moving average. And if you would have gotten in here today, right, and it dipped on you, just hold your breath, take a deep breath, and then don't be in too big of a position to where you lose your cool and you lose your emotions and you sell for a loss, because look what ended up happening. Came right back, and now it's above it, and it's probably going to go up again tomorrow. So, but this 50-day moving average on the 15-minute time frame is a great area for entries on momentum stocks. And you draw your channel lines to find where the resistance is coming. Boom. It's like buy on the 50-day moving average, gap up, boom, sell, buy. You could have held that, sell, buy, sell. If I go out a little bit further, same thing. Buy. This is a little tough because it's not quite, this was a little, misleading back here. Back here was a little misleading with the 50-day moving average on the 15-minute time frame. We had this big flush. I would have been a little skeptical to get in here, but here I might have got in because it looked like, and then sure enough, sell, buy, sell, buy, right here, sell. It's really, trading is so easy. I think we just overcomplicate it by being in too big of a position than we're used, than we're comfortable with being in. So we become irrational, And the RSI on the 15-minute time frame on the day, it's so obvious where you exit your positions and where you want to get in. That was a good buy today, right here. RSI was 35. And then right here would have been a good exit. And that was at 80 or 91. Jesus, 93 even. Zoom in. Yeah, 91, 56. And then entries are always on. If you're going long, it works both ways, guys. If you're going long and you want to buy a call, you want to buy on the 50-day moving average on the 15-minute time frame, you're going out a week, and you're looking for stocks that have this momentum. This is a clear channel, clear trend. Go out on the day, zoom out and look at the last couple of days. And then NEO is a really hot stock right now, and they have earnings coming up, which is the catalyst. So, leave you with the 2 cents. Buy the dip, sell, short the rip. Rip, short it. I mean, it was, right there at the 80 RSI or 77 RSI, you could have gotten in short here with puts, go $1 out of the money just for simple math. And then now that they're in the money, they get to go deeper in the money, almost $2 or $3. Phenomenal trade. And sometimes you can just trade one stock while it's hot and on a trend. Here's the channel too for those of you who want to see it. So, something like that. See, so also when you draw your channels, you can use the 50-day moving average, but also your channels help too for entries. It was a great entry. That was a great exit based on our channel. This is a clear channel. NEO is literally, guys, NEO is a textbook perfect example of how to trade with weekly options. Thanks so much for being a member, guys. I really do appreciate it. God bless, and I'll see you on the charts.